the Indians today will be starting off with Ryland. But right now we have Carson Hedick on the mound and Jacob Reif leading off for the Indians. Takes that first pitch over the plate for a strike. Count is 0-1. We are just beginning here in Spring Hill. Last game, JockJive will cover today. That one's too high. 1-1 the count. We've done 2 minors games earlier today. Then we just did one other Ozone game where the Mariners defeated the Braves by a score of 11-0. And this is going to be our last game for today, because that ball's too low. 2 balls, 1 strike. As this is playoff Ozone baseball, single elimination. Win, and you get to keep playing, lose, and your season's done. So some tense moments for these young baseball players as Jacob Reif lines out straight to the third baseman, number 44, Sam Sanchez. Big first out for the Rays. One out in the top of the first as number 4, Matt Dehart, is going to single that one into right field and make it down the first base line with a single. A 1-out single for Matt Dehart, the shortstop, number 4, and he's standing on first, as the Indians are going to try to crack this scoreboard first against Rays pitcher Carson Hedick. Justin Cicera at the plate as Dehart looks to take second with the steal. Cicera, number 9, the third baseman, now has a fellow teammate in scoring position as Dehart looks to take third. And that one's softly hit right back up the middle to the pitcher of the Rays, Hedick, and he's able to flip it over to first for the second out. But Dehart is going to make it around to third. So the Indians are going to have one standing on third for number 5, Ryland Thompson. See if he can bring home the first run of. He hits a foul to the right. We have a few shout-outs to get to early in this game. From Coach Steve, let's go Tribe, have fun. We have Go Jake, have fun, swing for the fences. He's number 7 on the Indians. Big single up the middle by Ryland Thompson, but that one's grabbed by the Rays second baseman, flipped over the first for the third out of the inning. 1 hit for the Indians, no runs. Rays will be coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. The leadoff batter will be Sebastian Murator. You're listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
The official sports web streaming provider of Dixie Youth Baseball is JockJive.com. Now, you don't have to miss the big game, whether in another part of the state or another part of the world. Catch Dixie Youth Baseball on JockJive.com, and when the game is over, the joy of listening and watching the coverage has just begun, because every game broadcast by JockJive is now archived at its conclusion. Plus, you can catch the game on your mobile phone or iPad. JockJive.com, the next best thing to being there. Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program.
Welcome back, everyone, as we're about to start. Bottom of this first inning, the Indians got 1 hit, but were unable to plate a run in the top of the first, and now the Rays will be coming up to bat. We'll go through the lineup real quick. Leading off for the Rays will be number 8, Sebastian Murator. Second will be number 5, Anthony Bartolucci. Number 6, J.J. Hackett. Number 16, Brighton Williams. Number 44, Sam Sanchez. Number 1, Carson Hedick. Number 7, Brendan Jones. Number 4, Ethan Kalcheski. Number 15, Gabe Snuffer. And then last but not least, Dimitri Falikos, number 17. Good start to the game for the Rays pitcher Rylan Thompson as he set down the Indians almost in order. 4 Indians got to come up to bat in that first inning. Now, Rylan Thompson will be pitching for the Indians, and his first pitch is a ball to Sebastian Murator, the right fielder, number 8. This is Ozone playoff baseball, as these teams are trying to advance in this first playoff game. JockJive covered a playoff game earlier today, the game between the Mariners and the Braves, a game in which the Mariners won 11-0. Soft contact down the first base line by Murator. Wrangled in by the first baseman, and he steps on first for the first out of the inning. It's a hot and muggy Saturday afternoon here in Spring Hill. So we had some rain come in, yes, brought all the humidity out here in Florida. We're getting close to those dog days of summer that everyone knows Florida well for. I read some shout-outs earlier. If you want to send a shout-out to someone on the field, text it in to 410-903-2715, and I'll be sure to read it off and give love to whoever you're watching the game for. Just make sure you say who you are and where you're from and who you're rooting for, so we can send the love these kids' way. Anthony Bartolucci a little ahead of that one, and he strikes out swinging. 2 down now. The first 2 batters for the Rays go down in order, and that's going to bring up number 6, J.J. Hackett. J.J. Hackett, catcher early in this one. The left-handed batter is going to try to get the first hit on the board for the Rays. And that's a strike, so the count will be evened up at 1-1. Have some shout-outs coming in. Shout out to number 2, Dylan Crane. We love you, and we're so proud of you. Go Tribe. We'll see Crane come up to bat in the next inning. He's standing out in right field right now. As that's a ball, and now will be 3 balls and 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike to J.J. Hackett. Indians pitcher is Rylan Thompson. Hackett makes contact with it, hits to the shortstop. Going to be a close play at first. But it looks like the first baseman for the Indians, Jacob Reef, couldn't hold on to that one. It was going to be in time, the throw. That one popped out of his glove, and it's going to be a reach on an error for J.J. Hackett. So now a runner on first for the Rays. 2 down. Bottom first. J.J. Hackett reached on an error. It's going to bring up number 16, Brighton Williams. As the Indians check the runner at first, as they don't want to see him steal and maybe get into scoring position. As that pitch is too far outside, goes to the backstop. Hackett takes off for second and will get there safely on the pass ball. Rays have a runner in scoring position with 2 down for number 16, Brighton Williams, who's ahead in the count, 1 ball to no strikes. 1-0 pitch too far outside, ball 2. 2-0, Brighton Williams ahead of Ryland Thompson, the Indians pitcher, as we're just getting started here in Ozone playoff baseball. As Ryland hits the strike zone, that time the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Both these teams looking for a win to advance. This one again gets past the catcher, and Brighton Williams J.J. Hackett is again going to take off and get a base out of that pass ball. So now the Rays have a runner just 1 bag away from breaking this 0-0 tie. If Brighton Williams can get this one in play, we'll have our first run of the game. That pitch is too far outside, and Brighton Williams is instead going to take his free base with a walk and bring up number 44, Sam Sanchez. Sam Sanchez with 2 outs now with runners at the corners and a chance to give his Rays an early lead. Made a great play at third base in that first inning to take away a hit from the leadoff batter. As a pass ball, there's going to be a play at the plate, and he's called safe at home. J.J. Hackett reached on an error, made it all the way around the base pass on pass balls. He was on third, and that pass ball gets him home safely, and the Rays take the 1-0 lead over the Indians. And during all that commotion, Brighton Williams makes it all the way around the base pass and gets to third, as Sammy Sanchez makes great contact with that one, and that ball is not coming back. It's a home run for Sammy Sanchez as he takes his jog around the base pass. A 2-run bomb for Sammy Sanchez is going to give the Rays a 3-0 lead, as all the Rays pile around home plate to reward their big home run hitters. He sent that one over at the center field fence, the long part of this field, and that one's gone. 3-0. Big home run by Sam Sanchez. It's going to bring up number 1, Carson Hedick. Bases cleared now after the home run. 2 outs, bottom 1. A 2-out rally for the Rays has plated 3 here in the bottom of the first. Sammy Sanchez just gave that one a ride, and the Rays have put up a good number here in this first inning. After they were able to put up a 0, their pitcher, Carson Hedick, was able to put up a 0 in that top of the first. Speaking of Hedick, he hits a really hard grounder to the second baseman. It goes off of his glove at second, and he's going to reach first on an infield single. And with 2 outs, the Rays just hitting around. The Indians were able to get a ground out to start it, then a strikeout. Then J.J. Hackett reached on an error, and ever since then they haven't been able to get another out. As Hedick takes off for second, and he's in safely with the stolen base, putting a runner in scoring position for the batter, number 7, Brendan Jones. As the pitcher for the Indians, Ryland Thompson, looking for just 1 more out to get out of this bottom of the first. That pitch too far inside for ball 2. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. To the Rays, left fielder, number 7, Brendan Jones. 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. That's on the left inside corner. Jones didn't like it. He gave the umpire a look. He said, that one brushed me off the plate. That should have been a ball. Ump didn't agree. Count is 2-1. 2 ball, 1 strike. That one's too far outside. Gets past the catcher. Hedick is going to make his way to third. Jones up in the count, 3-1. Rays have a runner on third, looking to tack on a 4th run. 2 outs, bottom first. Rays lead the Indians 3-0 in this playoff Ozone matchup. That was a good cut there by Jones, Jones has some speed down first base, and he's going to be on base with an infield single, and that single is also going to pick up an RBI as Hedek comes in to score. 4-0. Rays lead over the Indians. All of these runs have come with 2 outs. Big 2-out rally for the Rays is going to bring up Ethan Kelcheski as Brendan Jones takes second without a slide. Would have been it was a closer play than it needed to because Jones didn't slide. His momentum almost took him off the base pass, but he's safe at second anyway. That ball gets away from the catcher, and Jones is going to make his way to third. On 2 pitches, Jones makes his way from first to third, and the Rays again have another scoring threat, up 4-0, 2 outs, bottom of the first. All of these Rays runs have come so far with 2 outs, highlighted by the Sammy Sanchez 2-run bomb over the center field wall. Kelcheski swings over top of that one for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike for the number 4, the center fielder for the Rays. That ball's too far outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kelcheski ahead in the count. We'll see if he has the green light on 3-1, and the pitch coming in from Ryland Thompson. That one's down the heart of the plate, swung right over top of it, Ethan Kelcheski did, and the count moves to full. 3 balls, 2 strike. Rays trying to add another run here in the bottom of the first as they lead the Indians 4-0. Payoff, full count pitch coming in from Ryland Thompson. Swung right over top, but that's a drop ball. They're going to have to throw it to first. Good scoop out there by the Indians. First baseman Jacob Reith. Kelcheski is going to go down swinging. That's going to end our first inning as the Rays score 4 runs, all with 2 outs, highlighted by the Sam Sanchez 2-run home run. And we are headed to the top of the second where Ian Finnan will be up to bat for the Indians. You are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction. We invite your support and contributions to the Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working.
Welcome everyone to Ozone Playoff Baseball as the leadoff batter for the Indians is going to be Ian Finnan, and he grounds out to the first baseman for the first out of this second inning. Number 2, Dylan Crane is going to be up now for the Indians as Carson Hedek held the Indians to only no runs on 1 hit in that first inning. Now he's trying to do it again after the Rays spotted him a 4-run lead after 4 runs were scored by the Rays in that bottom of the first inning. Indians are going to have to do some work if they want to come back now. Down 4-0. Good swing there by Crane. That one goes to right field. Second baseman number 5 for the Rays tries to make a diving catch, Anthony Bartolucci, but that one bounces off his glove and it's going to be in there for a single. Crane's going to be standing on first with a 1-out single for the Indians. See if the Indians can do anything to bring them around as they let their 1-out single not come to pass last time as Matt Dehart got stranded at third. We have a shout-out. 2 shout-outs that came in. Shout-out from Ava and Hayden. Go RT. Always supporting you in everything you do. Good luck, Rylan. And we have a shout-out number 2. Shout-out to number 2. You taught me everything I know. Love you, Bubba. Love, Hunter. If you want to send in a shout-out, text it to 410-903-2715, and I'll make sure to read it out over the air so everyone on the field, when they watch it later, knows that you were watching them. If you're watching from anywhere interesting out of the state, make sure you mention that. We've had 3 states mentioned so far in my 4 games today: Texas, Ohio, and Mississippi. So if you're anywhere crazy, I remember one time when I did this, we had a person watching from Finland, which I thought was pretty cool. And that was a 9 a.m. game, so they were up at some crazy hour to watch their grandkids play. Count is 3-1 now to Jake Johnson, number 7. The runner on third is Dylan Crane, who's moved his way around the base paths. Number 12, Trevor Brady, my apologies, is up to bat, not Jake Johnson. And he's going to take first base on a walk. It's a 1-out walk for Trevor Brady. Now number 7, Jake Johnson, is going to be at the plate for the Indians. Jake watches that first pitch outside for ball 1. The Indians trying to claw back into this one as they let up 4 runs in that bottom of the first. As Trevor Brady takes second on the steal, so runners at second and third for the Indians now with only 1 out. As they could cut the run differential in half with a big hit here by number 7, Jake Johnson, as he foul tips that one back. Count goes to 2-1. As Carson Hedick is struggling a little bit more than he did in that first inning. Hot shot hit right back up the middle. Jake Johnson hits it right to Hedick. Hedick fields it, flips it over to first. But a run scores from third. And the runner on second advances to third. So the Indians will score a run on the fielder's choice from Jake Johnson, making it 4-1, giving up an out in the process as number 11, Aaron Bagoria, hits a single right over top of the shortstop. That's going to plate the runner from second, and he's going to be on first with a single. RBI single for Bagoria. Jake Johnson gets the RBI on the fielder's choice, and the runners in scoring position for the Indians both make it around the horn, and they have cut the 4-0 lead in half, and it's now 4-2. Rays lead over the Indians. Number 8, Wyatt Nixon at the plate. Aaron Bagoria standing out on first for the Indians, maybe looking to take off to get into scoring position. Wyatt Nixon looking to get a hit and bring him around and try to add some more runs to the Indians attack, but that does not come to pass as he pops out over to Sam Sanchez, and that's going to end the top of the second. The Indians get 2 runs, though, cut the lead in half. The Rays are going to be coming up in the bottom of the second, leading the Indians 4-2. Gabe Snuffer is going to be your leadoff batter. You're listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Every league in Dixie Youth Baseball sets their sights each year on the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. In August, champions in the Majors Division, the AAA Division, or the Ozone Division from each state compete for the #1 position in Dixie Youth Baseball. Why not combine your vacation with a week of championship youth baseball at the Dixie Youth World Series? Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did.
Welcome back to Ozone Playoff Baseball between the Rays and the Indians. We have a 4-2 Rays lead over the Indians, and leading off for the Rays is going to be number 15, Gabe Snuffer. Then Dimitri Falakos will be behind him. And we're going to turn the lineup over. After that, this is the bottom 2 of this Rays order. Still on the mound for the Indians is number 5, Rylan Thompson. Thompson had a struggled in that first inning. He gave up 4 runs. He got 2 quick outs. But then Hackett reached on an error. Brighton Williams walked. Sanchez hit a 2-run home run. And then Brendan Jones was able to bring another runner around to score on an RBI single. As Snuffer slams a ball right past the shortstop, and it's going to roll into center field, and he's going to be on base with a leadoff single as the Rays look to get those 2 runs back. The bottom of the lineup, Dimitri Falakos at the plate now. He sees a fellow Ray out there on first, and he has a chance to bring him around with a good hit here. First pitch outside is a ball. Count. 1 ball, strikes. Swings through that pitch. Falakos does for strike 1. Just hit 5 o'clock here in Spring Hill, Florida. Headed to the evening hours. So the sun isn't right up over top. So it's cooling off a little bit for these players out there. As the second pitch is in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Dimitri. Strike 3, Dimitri swings through the third pitch. He goes down swinging. Big first out for the Indians pitcher, Rylan Thompson. As the Rays are trying to add some more runs. But that's the first out. It looks like we're going to have a quick pitching change after they let Ryland Thompson go through the lineup one time, and then we're going to switch him out for number 4 for the Indians, Matt DeHart. So Ryland Thompson makes his way through the Rays order one time. He goes 1 1/3 inning. He gives up 4 runs, including a home run to Sam Sanchez. And the Rays are able to score 4 against him, and the Indians are going to bring in the new pitcher, Matt DeHart. For the turnover of the lineup, number 8, right fielder Sebastian Murator will be up, and he'll be the first batter to face DeHart. Murator grounded out in his first at-bat. Standing at first is the first baseman, number 15 for the Rays, Gabe Snuffer, as he got a leadoff single in this inning. Number 8, Sebastian Murator, makes his way into the box. And here's Matt DeHart's first pitch of his outing. And that one's a little bit low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 1 out here for the Rays as they lead the Indians 4-2. They scored 4 in their first inning. Indians answered with 2 in the top of the second, and the Rays are trying to add on to their lead. As that next pitch was a ball. 2 balls, no strikes into Murator. Murator swings on that pitch, hits it right back to DeHart. DeHart flips it to second and gets the lead runner. Good play there by the pitcher to get off the mound quickly and get Murator on the fielder's choice. Murator will be at first. From that fielder's choice, Snuffer was the one who was thrown out at second. Now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and the Indians are looking to get the Rays out of this inning without them scoring a run. Bartolucci gets caught in between the bases. He didn't know if he wanted to steal or stay, so he took off late, and they almost threw him out at second, but he slides in there safely. Good slide to get around that tag at second base. It's going to leave Murator at second, and Bartolucci has a chance to now add on to this Rays lead with a good at-bat. Indians trying to put up this 0 after they scored 2 in the top second. They want to come up to bat only down 2. They don't want to see the Rays extend this lead anymore. On the mound for the Indians now is Matt DeHart after he replaced Ryland Thompson. Thompson went through the lineup one time, and then they switched him out for DeHart. Bartolucci behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on that pass ball. Murator advances to third base, so just 1 bag away from the Rays extending this lead. 1-2 the count. Pitch comes in. Good contact there by Bartolucci, and that's going to bring home Murator. Rays extend their lead to 5-2, and Bartolucci is going to slide into second with the double. RBI double for Bartolucci, who struck out in his first at-bat. Responds there with a great swing on the ball, and he sends it to the fence. Indians unable to get out of this inning without giving up any runs, as Bartolucci came in with the clutch 2-out RBI double, and he's standing in scoring position for number 6, J.J. Hackett, who reached on an error in his first at-bat. Hackett brushed off the plate. And that one gets past the catcher. Bartolucci is going to be able to make his way to third. And the Rays again scoring all of their runs so far in this game with 2 outs. Some clutch hitters on this Rays team. 1 ball, no strikes to Hackett. And this one gets past the catcher. We're going to have a close play at the plate, and he's going to be safe. The catcher for the Indians, number 9, Justin Cicera, didn't want to throw that ball to Matt DeHart. Instead, he tried to dig and get Bartolucci out at home himself. He wasn't able to get there in time, and the Rays are able to scratch that run across. Another run with 2 outs for the Rays. They lead 6-2. They respond to those 2 runs that the Indians put up in the top of the second. Bases are now empty with a next pitch coming into J.J. Hackett. Hackett swings on one, but hits it over the fence in left field. That's going to be foul. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hackett. 2-1 pitch is a strike. Count is now 2-2. Seen the Rays score all their runs with 2 outs so far. It's pretty impressive, and we saw a little conference between the pitcher and the catcher. Indians coach was telling his catcher that he needs to give that ball to DeHart because that's DeHart's play to make on the pass ball with the runner closing in from third. Count is now 2-2 after the foul from number 6, Hackett. Bases are empty. Rays trying to start another 2-out rally. Scored 2 in this inning, all with 2 outs. That one too far inside. Ball 3, count is full. Every run the Rays have scored today, all with 2 outs. Indians have done a good job of getting the first 2. They just can't get the third one so far. Playoff Ozone baseball. Win and you keep going. Lose and you go home.
Way to fight.
Foul there by J.J. Hackett, who reached on an error in his first at-bat, which started that 2-out rally in the first inning. He reached on an error followed by a Brighton Williams walk. Then Sanchez hits a home run, and that's where the scoring all started. Good rip there by Hackett. That one's going to fall in between the left fielder and the shortstop. Hackett going to be on first with a bloop single, and the Rays stay alive with 2 outs. Bringing up Brighton Williams. Brighton Williams walked in his first plate appearance, but that was against Ryland Thompson. Matt DeHart pitching now. Ryland Thompson only pitched 1 time through the order, and then the Indians changed him out for Matt DeHart. This one gets past the catcher, and Hackett is going to advance to second with ease. Seen Matt DeHart miss to the right a lot so far in this game. A lot of balls getting past the catcher for the Indians, number 9, Justin Cicera. 1 ball, no strike pitch is over the plate for a strike, so the count moves to 1-1. Runner in scoring position for the Rays is Hackett at the plate, number 16, Brighton Williams. That one too far inside, count moves to 2-1. Another free pass, and Sam Sanchez, the third baseman, is going to be up to the plate. Sanchez hit a 2-run bomb in that first inning. Got to touch them all, and no one's going to see that baseball again. Both runners are going. No throw. Rays move their runners around to second and third, as Sanchez has a chance now to add to his 2 RBI day. Great contact with that one, sent to right field. That one's going to drop, and that's going to bring 2 runs around as Sanchez is hustling for a double. Sanchez hits a 2 RBI double. That gives the Rays 2 more runs. Again, all their runs coming with 2 outs as Sanchez now has 4 RBIs on the day. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. It's going to bring up number 1, Carson Hedick, who sends a little dribbler down the left field line, but that one's going to roll foul. 8-2, Rays have the lead over the Indians, and that first pitch with the foul is going to be a strike, so the count is going to be 0-1 to Hedick. Hedick is pitching so far for the Rays. He's done a pretty good job on the mound through 2, has only given up 2 runs. Makes contact with that one into foul territory. But number 1, Jacob Reef, the first baseman for the Indians, can't track it down, so it's going to fall as a foul. Count will be no balls, 2 strikes to Hedick. This is Ozone playoff baseball here at Spring Hill, as both these teams are trying to advance, as that was a close foul tip. Hedick barely makes contact with that one and stays alive. Sanchez standing out on second after his 2 RBI double in the last at bat. Plated 2 runs, and the Indians are now trailing the Rays 8-2. Good contact there by Hedick. He sends out 1 foul to stay alive. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Hedick. Oh, 2 pitch too far inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Matt DeHart on the mound right now for the Indians. So we have another shout out that came in. Shout out to Wyatt Nixon, number 8. We are so proud of you from Mom and Dad. Wyatt Nixon, number 8 on the Indians. One and 2 pitch coming into Hedick. He swings through that one for strike 3. That's going to end the inning. The Rays are able to plate 4 more runs, all with 2 outs again. And we are headed to the top of the 3rd inning, with the Rays leading the Indians 8-2. You are listening to Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com, with the Rays leading the Indians by a score of 8-2.
Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program. Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program.
Welcome back to Dixie Youth Baseball. My name's Anthony Crum, and we have a good game going here so far. We're in the top of the 3rd in playoff Ozone baseball between the Rays and the Indians. The Rays have plated 4 runs in both innings, all their runs coming with 2 outs, and they lead the Indians 8-2. The Indians were able to plate those 2 runs in the top of the 2nd, and they're looking to get something going here and try to make a little dent in this 6-run deficit. Leading off for the Indians is going to be number 3, Grayson Daniels, in his first plate appearance of the day. Still pitching for the Rays is Carson Hedick. He's done a pretty good job so far, making it through these first 2 innings, only giving up 2 runs. Count is 2 balls, no strikes to Daniels, as Hedick is just trying to find the strike zone right now. 8-2, Rays lead over the Indians, and there's the first strike of the at-bat. Count goes to 2-1. Our last game of the day here on JockJive.com. We've done 3 games today. We did 2 minors games, then an Ozone game right before this. All playoff games. The Nationals beat the Mets in the first minors game. And then in the other Ozone game, the Marlins defeated the Braves. Good rip there by Grayson Daniels as he hits that one between the first baseman and the second baseman. And he's going to be on first with a leadoff single as the Indians look to get something going here in the top of the 3rd against pitcher Carson Hedick. It's going to bring up number 10, Chris Tillis. Chris looking to turn the lineup over to number 1, Jacob Reif. This is Tillis' first at-bat on the day, as the Indians just need base runners as they trail the Rays by 6 runs. Two-out rallies for the Rays have really been there today. They scored 4 in the first and 4 in the second, all of them coming with 2 outs. Good contact there made by Tillis as he drops that one into center field, and the Indians are looking to make some headway onto this 6-run lead with 2 singles back-to-back by Daniels and Tillis, and the lineup for the Indians is going to turn over. Reif. Jacob Reif, the first baseman, going to be at the plate now for the Indians, the left-handed batter. With a runner for the Indians at second and a runner at first, he makes a big cut at that first one. Sends it to the backstop for a foul, which is a strike. Count is 0-1. Indians just need to chip away at this 6-run lead. They have a chance to do that now with 2 on. Rays have a chance to turn 2, but it's not in time. The Rays are just going to get the runner at second, Tillis, out on the ground ball by Reif. Reif is going to reach first on the fielder's choice. Daniels is going to head over to third. Reif is going to be standing at first, but that's 1 down here in the top of the 3rd as the Rays try to get out of this jam. More specifically, as Carson Hedick tries to get out of this little jam that he's gotten himself into. Matt DeHart, the pitcher for the Indians, up to bat now, number 4. Started at shortstop, moved to pitcher as Reif takes off from first. DeHart hits one into right field. Reif is going to make it from first to third, and that's going to be an RBI single for DeHart. And just like that, the Indians close this lead a little bit. DeHart's going to be on first. Reif is going to be on third. Tillis comes around to score for the Indians, 8-3. Now just a 5-run lead for the Rays with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. And we'll see how much longer the Rays allow starting pitcher Carson Hedick to go. With Justin Cicera at the plate now, number 9, the 3rd baseman, he grounded out in his first plate appearance. And he watches one go too far inside. Count is even at 1-1. RBI chance for Cicera with a runner on third and a runner on second, as Reif was able to take second on the steal with no throw. A single could play 2 runs for the Indians and tighten up this game a little more as the Rays have the 8-3 lead. 2 in scoring position for Cicera. He puts good contact on that one, send down the right field line, and it looks like it's going to be fair, but just hooks foul. Unlucky break there for the Indians, as that definitely would have plated both runs and maybe it even been a double for Cicera. But instead, he's going to have to go back to the plate with 1 ball and 2 strikes as Hedick looks for a much-needed second out of this inning. 1 strike away from that second out. But Cicera makes contact with it, hits it to the shortstop. Good throw from the shortstop to the first baseman. That's going to bring in a run for the Indians. 4-3, Indians now trail the Rays. But 2 outs after the RBI ground out from Cicera. It's going to bring up number 5, Ryland Thompson, as he just wants to bring home that runner from third. With a bloop single, he's going to do it. No one on the Rays really knew who was going to catch that ball. No one took charge. The first baseman, the right fielder, and the second baseman all running for that one. The ball falls in between all of them. So that's going to be a single for Ryland Thompson and an RBI. Indians played another one, 8-5, as Ian Finnan grounds one right back to the pitcher, and that's going to end this inning. But the Indians chop away at this lead. It's now 8-5, Rays lead over the Indians, and we are headed to the bottom of the third, as the Rays will be coming up to bat next. You are listening to Playoff Ozone Baseball here on JockJive.com.
What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction. We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and, by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dixie Youth Ozone Playoff Baseball as Matt DeHart retakes the mound for the Indians, as the Rays are leading the Indians 8-5 here as we are in the bottom of this fourth inning. Leading off for the Rays is going to be number 7, Brendan Jones. He singled and picked up an RBI in his first at-bat. He hits that one to the shortstop, fires it across the diamond. But the speed of Jones is able to beat out that infield single, and he's going to be on first with no outs. That's going to bring up Ethan Kelcheski, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Rays trying to add on to their lead after the lead got closed by 3 runs in the top of that third inning. All of the Rays' runs so far today have come with 2 outs, as Jones is able to take second easily. So he'll be in scoring position with no outs for Kelcheski. That's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Kelcheski as Matt DeHart is looking for his first out of this inning. As his Indians put up 3 runs in that top of the third, so he's just trying to put up a 0 and get the Indians back into the dugout, holding on to this only 3-run deficit. So we're moving pretty quick through this game. We're already in the bottom of the 4th. Bottom 4, Rays lead 8-5. Rays trying to add on to their lead right now with a runner in scoring position at second, no outs. Kelcheski up to bat. Jones trying to take third, but hits a pop-up as Kelcheski hits one right to the first baseman. He makes Jones run back to second and tag up on the errant throw to the second baseman. Jones tries to take third, but he's gunned down by an excellent throw, and that's going to be a double play, and the Indians are really close to putting up a 0 here in the bottom of the 4th. But I don't want to speak too soon because, like I said, all of the Rays' runs so far have come with 2 outs. So I wouldn't say more than likely, but just with the way the Rays have been scoring, they still have the ability to put up some runs in this inning. Gabe Snuffer up to bat now for the Rays. He singled in his first plate appearance. There's a big play there in the bottom of the 4th. For this Indians team to try to cut down on some of the damage that the Rays could have put up in this inning. Pop fly out from Kelcheski, and they were able to get Jones in between second and third on the base pass. Two balls, 1 strike coming in to Gabe Snuffer. Matt DeHart still on the mound for the Indians. 2-1 pitch over the heart of the plate. Good contact there by Snuffer. He hits it to right field. That one's going to be down. Rolling into the corner. Gabe Snuffer is going to be running to second, and he's going to get a stand-up double for the Rays. And just like that, the Rays have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Dimitri Falakos, number 17, is going to be up to bat, and he's going to try to add another 2-out run for the Rays after Snuffer hits that double into the right field corner. As the Indians catcher goes out to talk to Matt DeHart, his pitcher, as he knows the importance of putting up a 0 here in the bottom of the 4th. As Falakos looks for the first pitch. That one too high for ball 1. Falakos struck out swinging in his first plate appearance, but has a chance to do some damage here and add a run to this Rays lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Rays leading 8-5. He makes contact with this one. Hit right to the first baseman, but a good fielding play. First baseman for the Indians ranges over, steps on first. The Rays unable to score. The Indians put up a 0. We are headed to the top of the 5th. You are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
The Sportsmanship Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team and coaches at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories. Every league in Dixie Youth Baseball sets their sights each year on the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. In August, champions in the Majors Division, the AAA Division, or the Ozone Division from each state compete for the number 1 position in Dixie Youth Baseball. Why not combine your vacation with a week of championship youth baseball at the Dixie Youth World Series?
Welcome back, everyone. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning here between the Rays and the Indians. The Rays were held to 0 runs in that bottom of the 4th. And the Indians are coming up now to try to close on that lead a little bit as the Rays are leading 8-5. The new pitcher on the mound for the Rays is going to be Sam Sanchez. Leading off for the Indians is going to be number 2, Dylan Crane. Crane singled in his first plate appearance. And later came around the score in that 2-run second inning for the Indians. Indians plated 2 in the second, 3 in the third. That's how they have their 5. Rays plated 4 in the first and 4 in the second, and that's how they have gone to 8. Crane steps into the box to face Sam Sanchez, the first pitch he's seen for the new Rays pitcher. He bunts it foul. As he almost got that one single. He has the speed to make it down that first base line in time if he could lay that bunt down in play. That one went foul, so the count is going to be no balls, 1 strike into Crane from Sanchez. Crane steps out, comes back into the box to get ready for the Sanchez pitch. Sanchez fires one right over the heart of the plate for strike 2, 0-2. Crane has fallen behind Sanchez early in this at-bat. 0-2 pitch coming into Crane. Indians trying to come back as they trail the Rays by 3 runs here in the top of the 5th. And they're now going to have to do it with Sam Sanchez on the mound. And that's strike 3. Sanchez strikes out Crane looking. Crane goes down looking for the first out of this inning. That's going to bring to bat Trevor Brady for the Indians. As that was the first batter Sanchez faced, and he gets the first one to go down looking. First strikeout the Rays have actually recorded today. As Carson Hedek didn't record a strikeout, but he was fairly effective holding on to the lead the Rays offense gave him. 1-1 the count now to number 12, Trevor Brady facing Sam Sanchez. 1-1 pitch chased by Brady. Count moves to 1-2. Sanchez took something off that pitch and got Brady to go after that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out Top five, Rays lead 8-5. That one's too far outside for ball two. 2-2 the count. As Trevor Brady walked in his first plate appearance today. Looking for his first hit, and he's way behind that one. That's strike three. 2 strikeouts in a row now for Sam Sanchez. That's going to bring up number 7, Jake Johnson, who batted into a fielder's choice his first time up.
Keep pounding, kid. Focus up. Let's go.
2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Sam Sanchez, and Sanchez trying to strike out the side now, as the third batter with 2 outs is going to be Jake Johnson. So this would be a big 0 to put up for this Rays pitching staff after they got held to 0 in the bottom of the 4th.
Way ahead. Be smart.
Brushing Jake Johnson off the plate a little bit, backing him up with another strike. Count is 0-2. Sanchez way ahead of Johnson. See if he can strike out the side here with the 0-2 pitch. And there it is, strike 3. Indians go down 1-2-3. All strikeouts for Sam Sanchez, and we are headed to the bottom of the 5th. The Rays still hold the 8-5 lead. You are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Dixie Youth Baseball is dedicated to building the youth within our community to become responsible citizens tomorrow. The real goal of the program is to teach fair play, honesty, and love of God and country. Those who play Dixie Youth Baseball are generally better for life as a result of the lessons they learn in how to meet and accept as members of a team and in the game of competition. Help us in the Dixie Youth program by offering your services as an adult volunteer. Lend a hand to our youth. There's no greater calling.
Welcome back, everyone. I think I was slightly ahead of myself. We're only in the bottom of the 4th. Now, I thought we were in the 5th inning, but bottom of the 4th here, Rays up 8-5 after Sanchez closed the door on the Indians with 3 straight strikeouts. The new pitcher for the Indians is going to be Justin Cicera, and he's going to face the leadoff batter, Sebastian Murator, here in the bottom of the 4th. The Rays plated 4 runs across in the first, 4 runs across in the second, none in the third. They're trying to add to that lead here in the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th, after Sam Sanchez struck out the side in the top of the 4th. Murtor swings at one that's way too high, and the count is going to go to 1-1. Just a 3-run lead for the Indians, for the Rays over the Indians. So the Rays trying to get some insurance runs here in the bottom of this 4th inning. Murator has had 2 at-bats today. He's 0 for 2 on a ground out and a fielder's choice. Looking for his first hit in today's ball game with the count even at 2-2. This is the first batter of the day for Justin Cicera. He replaced Matt DeHart after DeHart got to have his trip through the lineup. Good contact there by Murator. Thrown over from the shortstop to the first baseman. That's going to be a ground out for Murator, and that's going to be the first out of the bottom of this fourth inning for the Rays. Number 5, Anthony Bartolucci, up to the plate now in the bottom of the fourth with one out. He struck out swinging in the first inning and then got a 1 RBI double in the second. 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch too far inside for ball 1. Indians trying to put up a 0 and head back to the dugout, only trailing by 3 to this Rays team. They shut them down in the third, but then Sammy Sanchez came out and shut them down in the top of the fourth. The Rays have a chance to build on this lead here. 1-1, the count to Anthony Bartolucci. Pitch coming in from Cicera. Bartolucci makes good contact with that one, hits it to left field, and he's going to get a single. Going to be a 1-out single for Anthony Bartolucci. Bringing up J.J. Hackett, number 6. Hackett reached on an error in the first inning and singled in the second. 1 for 2 on the day. We'll see if Bartolucci is trying to run from first. As Cicera checks him. And there goes Bartolucci. And he is able to take second base. That was a close play out there at second, but he slid in safely. So now the Rays have a runner in scoring position with one down here in the bottom of the fourth for J.J. Hackett. Contact by J.J. Hackett. That one's going into foul territory, brought down by the third baseman for the Indians for the second out of the inning. Bringing up Brighton Williams, who's walked in both of his plate appearances today. Rays now have a chance to add another 2-out run, as all 8 runs have come across today with 2 outs. The runner in scoring position is going to be Bartolucci. The Ray at the plate is going to be Brighton Williams. Pitching for the Indians, starting out for this inning, is Justin Cicera. He's gotten 2 outs so far. Hard hit there by Brighton Williams. Throw over to first. And even with the bobble from the shortstop, Brighton Williams can't make it to the first in time, and that's going to be a ground up for the Rays. The Indians put up another 0. We are headed to the top of the 5th. With the Rays leading the Indians 8-5, you are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction. We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the Scholarship scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working.
Welcome back to Dixie Youth Baseball playoff action between the Rays and the Indians. Sam Sanchez back on the mound for the Rays after he struck out the side in the top of the fourth inning. He got Crane, Braden, and Johnson all to go down on strikes, and now he's looking to put up another 0 and hold on to this 3-run Rays lead. The Rays leading the Indians 8-5. As we have playoff baseball here between the Rays and the Indians. Ozone action. Single elimination playoff baseball. Winner moves on, loser goes home. So some big innings coming up between these two teams. Rays holding on to this slim 8-5 lead. Aaron Bagoria at the plate, 1 for 1 today with an RBI single, and he's going to lead off the top of the 5th. Aaron Bagoria. 0-1 pitch is too low. That one's going to move the count to 1-1. As he's looking to add to his hit total today, he's 1-1. 1 for 1 with an RBI single. That one goes over his head for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sanchez trying to continue his dominance on the mound. He faced 3 batters in the 4th inning when he came out in replacement of Carson Hedek and struck out all 3 of the Indians' batters. Looks to continue that here. Heater right over the heart of the plate. Count moves to 2-2. Tied Bagoria up. Indians need to get something going quick as they trail the Rays 8-5. Top 5. That's strike 3. 4 straight strikeouts for Sanchez as he paints the outside corner against Bagoria, and number 8 Wyatt Nixon is going to have to come to the plate and see if he can figure out Sam Sanchez. No Indians batter has even put the ball in play yet against this Rays pitcher. And there's strike 1. Wyatt Nixon 0 for 1 today with a fly out. As he steps out and takes a practice rip. Oh, 1 pitch, another heater, but that one's too low. Count moves to 1-1. Sanchez has the ability to throw the ball hard, past the batter, take a little bit off of it, and try to get your speed, your bat speed, way too far out in front of it. Another hard pitch there by Sanchez for a strike. It's 1-2 the count now to Wyatt Nixon as Sanchez is trying for his 5th straight strikeout. Since he's come in, he's tied these Indians batters up in knots. Way behind it is Nixon, and there's the 5th straight strikeout for Sam Sanchez, and that's going to bring up number 3 for the Indians, Grayson Daniels. He singled in his first plate appearance, but it wasn't against Sanchez. That was when Carson Hedek was still on the mound. First pitch from Sanchez, too high for ball 1. As Grayson Daniels gets ahead in the count. 1-0 pitch coming from Sanchez. That one's too far outside for ball 2. As Daniels is showing a good eye at the plate. Top 5, 2 outs for the Indians as the Indians have not been able to figure out Sam Sanchez as Daniels swings through one there. Rays holding on to this 8-5 lead. We've been stuck here since the 3rd inning. No runs were scored in the 4th. That one's too far inside from Sanchez. Count is now 3 balls, 1 strike to number 3, Gason Daniels. If you're the Rays, you don't want to see any base runners for the Indians. You want to get out of this inning as quickly as possible. As they hold the 8-5 lead. 2 outs, top 5. Sanchez looking for his 6th straight strikeout. And that one's too low. Ball 4. Indians are going to get a base runner here in the top of the 5th.
Sam, strikes, kid, let's go.
Grayson Daniels picks up the 2-out walk. Going to bring up number 10, Chris Tillis, who roped a single in his first plate appearance. Number 10 is the last batter in this Indians order. And the first base runner that we've seen against Sanchez.
Take a walk, Sam.
As the runner at first, Daniels had to tie his shoe real quick. We're back ready to play. As Sanchez looks to get set and lock back in after he let his first base runner aboard after striking out 5 straight. He walks. Number 3, Grayson Daniels, but still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, and he just has to focus on this next batter, number 10, Chris Tillis. Tillis swung through the first pitch, and it's going to be a strike 0-1. Runner is going for the Indians. Play at second, not there. Grayson Daniels going to be able to take second easily. Runner in scoring position for the Indians as they look to close a little bit on this 3-run lead with 2 outs here at the top of the 5th. See if Tillis can put one in play against Sanchez, something these Indians batters haven't been able to do so far with the count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch, contact by Tillis, but he sends that one behind the plate foul. Sanchez 1 strike away from getting out of this inning and putting up another 0. Tillis 1 hit away from maybe plating another run for the Indians. 1-2 pitch coming into Tillis. That one too far outside for ball 2. 2-2. The count, 2 outs. Top 5. Runner on second is Grayson Daniels. Rays lead 8-5. So we're getting close to 6 o'clock here.
There you go.
As that's going to be strike 3. Tillis goes down swinging. Going to end the inning. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. Rays leading the Indians 8-5. They're going to have a chance to extend that lead coming up in this next half inning. You are listening to playoff Ozone baseball here on JockJive.com.
The Sportsmanship Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team and coaches at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ozone Baseball here on JockJive.com. We are headed into the bottom of the 5th. The Rays' lead is 8-5. The Rays' batter is going to be Sam Sanchez. He's 2 for 2 today with a home run and a double. Every time he's been at the plate, he's plated a run. Unless he hits this one over the fence, he's going to be unable to do that here. The pitcher is still going to be Justin Cicera for the Indians. The Rays trying to add on to their 8-5 lead. They've been held scoreless the past 2 innings. They played it 4 in the first and 4 in the second.
Sam, if it's there, crush it. Stay back.
2-0, the count to Sanchez. He makes contact with that one, hit out to left field. That one could be gone, and it is. A 2-home run day for Sam Sanchez. He hits that one over the left field wall. It got out in a hurry line drive over the left field fence. And he's now plated an RBI in every one of his appearances at the plate. Home run in the first, plated him and one other batter. A double in the second that plated another RBI. And now a home run in the fourth, or in the fifth. That gives the Rays now a 9-5 lead off the solo shot from Sam Sanchez. Strong contact there by Sam Sanchez as the pitcher asked for a new ball because Sanchez sent that one out of the park. After the solo shot, number 1, Carson Hedick is going to be up to bat. Rays extend their lead by a run after that home run. Hedick had an infield single in the first and struck out in the second, 1 for 2 today. Cicera trying to bounce back after giving up that home run. Pretty much a no-doubt home run out there by Sam Sanchez, who's doing it at the plate and then in the last 2 innings doing it on the mound as he's strike out all 6 of these Indian batters, only allowing 1 base runner so far. Hedick is going to go down swinging for the first out of the inning and the first strikeout for Cicera today. Going to bring up number 7, Brendan Jones, who makes contact with it and hits it into right field, and he's going to be on first with a 1-out single. Swinging at that first pitch is Jones, and he is a 3 for 3 day. Quietly has gotten a single in every single one of his at-bats. Single in the first, third, and the fifth now for Jones, who has speed on first base and can easily make it around the base paths if you're not careful. Ethan Kelcheski up to bat now. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. That flyout in the third was a big moment for the Indians as it got him out, but it also caught Jones in a pickle, in a rundown, and the Indians were able to turn the double play, which when they had no outs in that third inning. As the speed I'm talking about from Jones shows up there, and he makes it down to second ahead of the throw as Kelcheski swung through that first pitch for strike 1. Number 4 started the game in center field. 9-5 Rays lead over the Indians, bottom 5. As that pitch from Cicera over top of his catcher's head. And Jones is able to advance on the pass ball. Runner at third now in scoring position for Kelcheski. And the count is 1-1 as the Rays try to double up the Indians as they lead them 9-5. They've already plated 1 run in this 5th inning. That was off the solo shot from Sam Sanchez. He hit it over the left field wall.
He has to come to you.
2 balls, 1 strike into Kelcheski. 1 out here, bottom 5. Kelcheski puts a good swing on that one. I don't think it's going to land fair, though, and it doesn't. On the wrong side of the right field line, and Kelcheski's going to have to make the long jog back to the batter's box with the count now 2-2. 0 for 2 on the day for Kelcheski, but he has an RBI opportunity here with Jones standing on third. Could be a big insurance run for the Rays. Contact by Kelcheski sends it to the backstop. Count stays at 2-2. Cicera trying to get out of this inning with the least amount of damage as possible to send his Indians back up to the plate. Currently, they're down 4. They don't want to see that lead stretch out anymore. That ball will send the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Kelcheski. Here comes the payoff pitch from Cicera. Full count pitch. Too far inside. Ball 4. Kelcheski takes his first base of the day. 2 balls. Or 2 base runners now for the Rays. Kelcheski standing on first. Jones standing on third. Number 15, Gabe Snuffer, who's 2 for 2 on the day, stands into the batter's box. Bottom 5, 1 out. Rays lead 9-5 with a threat to make it even more. As Kelcheski takes off, fake throw, as they didn't want to throw down there with the threat of Jones running home if they threw to second, so they'll give that base to Kelcheski. Kelcheski moves to second. Now 2 in scoring position for number 15, Gabe Snuffer, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Contact from Gabe Snuffer right to the third baseman. They almost tag Kelcheski out on the base path, but when the third baseman for the Indians goes to tag him, Kelcheski runs into the mitt. The ball pops out, so everyone is going to be safe. Rays score a run off the Gabe Snuffer hit. Called an infield single for Gabe Snuffer. And the Indians are unable to get it out. The score is now 10-5. Rays over the Indians. Runners again at the corners. Catcher, all he can do is look Kelcheski back as Snuffer is able to take second, and the Rays again have 2 in scoring position now. Bottom 5, just 1 out for Dimitri Falakos. Falakos makes contact with that one, but it's going to land foul, and he's going to have to go back to the batter's box, down 0-2 to Justin Cicera. Rays have a chance to really open this game up with a big single here. This game easily could be 12-5. They've plated 2 runs so far in a 5th after the Indians held them to no runs in the 3rd and the 4th. As we were stuck at 8-5 for what seemed like the longest. One ball, 2 strikes to Falakos. That one's too low. Count is full, 2-2. Or count is even 2-2, not full yet. Falakos 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out. Good contact there. Rolls it to the first baseman. First baseman for the Indians going to be able to step on first, but that's going to be an RBI ground out for Falakos, as Kelcheski is able to score from third on that hit. Snuffer able to move to third. Rays extend their lead some more. 11-5 Rays lead now, as Sebastian Murator going to come up to bat with, again, another RBI opportunity. He's 0 for 3 on the day, though, with 2 groundouts and a fielder's choice. But a chance to add to his hit column here and then also add to his RBI column. As Justin Cicera being hit around a little bit in the bottom of this 5th. Rays lead 11-5. Count into Murator is 1-1. One and 1 pitch from Cicera to Murator. Too high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Gabe Snuffer standing out at third for the Rays as they try to build on this lead some more. As the sun peeks out from right field, from behind a cloud, we had an overcast, kind of hazy evening. Pop up from Murator, grabbed by the shortstop. That's going to end the inning. But not after the Rays score 3 runs and extend their lead to 11-5. We are headed to the top of the 6th. Indians trailing the Rays 11-5. You are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Every league in Dixie Youth Baseball sets their sights each year on the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. In August, champions in the Majors Division, the AAA Division, or the Ozone Division from each state compete for the #1 position in Dixie Youth Baseball. Why not combine your vacation with a week of championship youth baseball at the Dixie Youth World Series? Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did.
Welcome back, everyone. The Rays add 3 in the bottom of the 5th, and we head to the top of the 6th, and Sam Sanchez is still on the mound for the Rays. He's been dominant so far. Has 6 strikeouts against 7 batters. The only base runner the Indians have had against him was a walk drawn by Grayson Daniels. He came in the 4th, struck out the side, came in the 5th, faced 4, struck out 3.
You never know. Sammy, you never know.
Jacob Reef now going to lead off this 6th inning. As the Indians need to get something going against Sanchez now, trailing by 6 runs, 11-5. Good contact there by Reef, and that's going to be the first hit against Sanchez as Reef's going to turn the corner at first and head to second, but they got him in a rundown, and he's out. Great throw there by the left fielder of the Rays to get it into second. Reef will get credit for the single, but gets out being too aggressive trying to head to second. As that's not what you want to do against a pitcher that shuts you down so far. If you get a hit, you definitely don't want to try to stretch it and get on base. Base running error there by Jacob Reef takes a base runner off the board for the Indians, and we're going to have 1 out now in the top of the 6th. We play 6 innings or 2 hours, whichever comes first. So this is the last opportunity for the Indians to try to come back in this one as Sanchez is trying to close it out. Matt DeHart, number 4, is going to be the batter. 1-1 the count to DeHart, as that pitch was too far outside from Sanchez.
Go, kid. Pop it in there. Let's go. Let him hit it. Let's go. There you go.
That one's fouled back
Way ahead.
from DeHart. Count is now 1-2. Sanchez is looking for his 7th strikeout on the day. DeHart is 2 for 2 today. 2 singles. One of them drove in a run in the 3rd.
Hey, dig deep. Let's go.
But he's down 1-2 to Sanchez. Good contact made there by DeHart, but right to the second baseman, thrown to the first baseman, and that's a ground out. 2 outs now.
That's it. Right down the middle, kid.
2 outs now for the Indians. As Justin Cicera, number 9, is going to be at the plate. As Sanchez has been shutting down the Indians lineup since he entered the game in the 4th. Justin Cicera, 0 for 2 on the day, 2 ground outs. His ground out in the 3rd, though, did plate a run, so 0 for 2 with an RBI. 11-5, Rays lead over the Indians. We're in the top of the 6th. There's 2 outs. That one's too low. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. To Justin Cicera from Sanchez. 2-0 pitch, too far outside. That's ball 3.
Serve it up. Come on, kid. Let's get out of the heat. Throw the strikes. Let's go.
As the Rays dugout is cheering on Sanchez to get this last out of the inning. But he's fallen behind. Cicera, 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here. Top 6, Rays lead 11-5. Playoff Ozone baseball. Rays trying to advance. There's a strike in there by Sanchez. Swung on by Cicera. He fouled it back. 3-1 the count. Indians that just have a hard time catching up with the fastball that Sanchez is able to throw at him. Three-one pitch swung right over top by Cicera. Sanchez battles back, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Top 6, 2 outs. Indians trailing the Rays 11-5. Full count payoff pitch coming from Sanchez to Cicera, and he steps off. We're back ready to go. The third baseman, number 9, Justin Cicera, trying to keep the rally alive for the Indians. Full count pitch coming in from Sanchez is fouled back. And we'll reset at full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Justin Cicera battling at the plate against Sanchez. That one's too high. Ball 4. Cicera's going to take his base on the full count walk. Number 5, the starting pitcher for the Indians today, Ryland Thompson, is going to be up to bat now. He's 1 for 2 today with a single in the 3rd and a ground out in the 1st. The Indians have a base runner now. After the 2-out walk from Cicera, Sanchez is going to have to focus to try to get this last out of the inning. And that pitch is too far outside. He struggled with these last 2 batters, just falling behind them. He was down 3-0 to Cicera, battled back to full, but then Cicera drew the walk after fouling off 2 pitches. Now, quickly down 1 ball to no strikes to Thompson.
You got a gift.
As Thompson swings at a high pitch there that would have been a ball. Count moves to 1-1. 1-1 pitch coming in. And there it is, strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes from Sanchez as he gets ahead of this batter, Ryland Thompson.
Sam, way ahead. Come on. Hit a spot and let's go.
One ball, 2 strike pitch coming into Thompson.
There you go.
And that one's too far outside. They let the runner take second without a throw. Cicera moves to second. But Ryland Thompson battling 2-2 against Sammy Sanchez.
Right down the middle. Let's go.
One more out the Rays need to get out of the 6th inning. 2-2. Contact made by Thompson. He stays alive at the plate. And they're going to send Cicera back to second as he was trying to steal third. Count stays at 2-2.
Go, kid. Dig deep and make a pitch. Let's go.
Two and two pitch from Sanchez coming into Ryland Thompson. One strike away from getting out of this inning as Thompson fouls another one off, making Sanchez work for this last out of the inning.
Dig deep. Come on. Strikes.
As Cicera has been trying to steal third, unable to do it so far as Thompson has fouled off these last two pitches. Thompson 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a ground out. 2-2 the count from Sanchez into Thompson. 2-2 pitch. Single. Almost hit the line there in right field. Barely foul. Thompson starting to time up the Sanchez pitches.
Sammy, dig deep. Let's go. Fire it in there. Let's go and get out of here.
2-2 the count stays. As Thompson was way late on those first fouls, but that one almost got that one down the right field line. Count stays at 2-2. Sestera still standing at second, going to take third, but he's going to have to go back as Thompson fouls off another one. Big battle going on here between Ryland Thompson and Sammy Sanchez.
Let's go, Sam. Fired up, boy.
2-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball three. The count is now full. And Cicera is finally able to take third base. He was probably getting tired back there running back and forth. Full count. Major battle going on between Ryland Thompson and Sammy Sanchez. Had about 5-2-2 pitches, and now the count is finally full at 2 strikes, 3 balls. That one's too far outside for ball 4, and Sanchez doesn't like that call as he let Ryland Thompson get away. 2 straight walks from Sammy Sanchez to these Indians batters, and Ian Finnan now going to be the batter for the Indians. He's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 ground outs. Runners at the corners for the Indians. 2 outs, top 6. As Finnan fouls off that first pitch. So Sanchez is able to get ahead 0-1. As in any ball, Ryland Thompson's probably going to take third as he's running on anything. 0-1 pitch. Good contact again there by Finnan, but he shoots it foul, and he's down 0-2. Sanchez again. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. His Rays leading the Indians 11-5. He came into this game in the 4th and put up zeros in the 4th, 5th. Now trying to get out of it in the 6th. That pitch is too low for ball 1. Thompson able to take second with no throw. Runner at second and third for the Indians. Ian Finnan at the plate, down 1 ball to 2 strikes. Sanchez just trying to get out of this one. This last out has been tough for him. Count. Ball out of the zone, 2-2. You can see Sammy Sanchez getting frustrated out there on the mound as he's just unable to get this last pitch to be a strike. He's gotten 2 strikes on the past 3 hitters, and they've just battled against him. He's just unable to get that 3rd strike. You can kind of think of it the way the Indians' day has gone today. They've just been unable to get that last out in many innings. In the first and second especially, all 8 runs that the Rays were able to get across came with 2 outs. Now the Indians giving the Rays a little bit of taste of their own medicine, battling with 2 strikes here. 2-2 the count from Ian Finnan to Sammy Sanchez after the mound visit to try to pump up his pitcher. 2-2 pitch. There it is. Strike 3. Finnan goes down swinging. That's going to end the game. The Rays defeat the Indians by a score of 11-5 and will advance here in the Ozone division of Spring Hill Dixie Youth Baseball. That's the end of our coverage today from JockJive. I'm Anthony Crum. We've had 4 great games today, and our final in this last one is the Rays 11, Indians 5. I thank you for listening. Have a good night.